Okay, so when you receive your saber, it will come like this. This will be bubble wrapped, of course, for custom purposes. You've got spare battery and Allen key set. I'll throw some spare kill keys in there for you, and your two side blades. Your main blade will be delivered separately in a poster tube. So when you take your saber out, it will be bubble wrapped. So we'll just take that out for now, and we'll take this out, and we'll take one battery out, and I'll leave the Allen key set in there because I've got my own set. Okay, so the lightsaber itself has a couple of functions. The first of the two buttons, the removable lid, and the bottom has a kill key. So we'll first start with removing this so you can get to the kill key. Kill key's there. Just pull it out.
I'll show you.
The saber will start up. We'll pop that back in for now, and we'll just talk about taking the battery, removing it, and getting to the crystal chamber. This is fitted on with friction. You can use a little Allen key to get in underneath it to pull it out, and then once it's out, you just pull it off. That gives you your access, or you could use a screwdriver. It's up to you. The bigger Allen key, the 2, undoes these bolts here. And these ones, you basically just need to unscrew them till you can see them. Oops. So I can see that now. And when I say you can see it, I mean you can see it just outside the hole. And then this bit here comes out. So it's held in by tension just there. So you pull this out and you pull that out, and it just pops out. And then if you have unscrewed it deep enough, you'll be able to unscrew it. If you haven't, just double check your screws. Normally it's that one, because these ones, once you see them, I know it's out. So that's how you get to the battery. You can change your battery there. And this is how you get to your board. With the board, put your finger in underneath and just pull, and that gives you access to the buttons and the wires, your SD card. This flips up like so, and you can get to the change of the SD card. Just make sure you click it back in. It will click on both sides, and then once it's clicked in, you just take your plastic and you forward it back into that slot just there, shimmy it in, push it down. Now what this plastic does is it just stops the wires from getting caught, like so, because you could accidentally, you know, catch the wires and break them. That's all that does. And to put it back together, once you've changed the battery or installed a new battery, pop it back in and do up all your bolts. Now you'll feel it tighten to the point of where it will no longer tighten again or anymore. And that's all you really need on this conversion. That's it. Oh, and you just feel it. It stops because it hits the metal chassis underneath. You can pop that back on, or you can pop it off, leave it off, that's up to you. But it just pushes on and it secures by pressing it just there. Okay, so just a quick one, installing the main blade. So it's a tight fit and you'll feel it. So what you want to do is make sure that this grub screw here is out, because you don't want that to be blocking your blade. Push it in and you'll hear it click in, and then just tighten it up like so. The reason why you want to do the main blade first is because when you install the side blades, you're not going to be able to turn that in, you see. So then you push in your first one, and again, so that didn't go in, that's because that was out, so just make sure all your grub screws are out. There you go. Pop that in, push and hold, put the side one in, and then do the same for the other side. Just make sure your grub screws are out. And then there you go. So just remember, main blade first, then side blades. Okay, so when you remove the kill key at the bottom, you should notice two things. And the first is that if you've not incorrectly installed this by pushing it deep down enough, then this won't illuminate. And the second is the crystal illuminates, just to let you know that everything's working in the saber board wise. So you'll see those two light up. And if this doesn't light up, immediately put the kill key back in, push this further down, but then remove the kill key. You should always see these two light up, and it only happens on the first 4 fonts. So the first 3 fonts are, to what I believe to be, the most accurate reflection of Kylo Ren. And you have the Jesse Kirkbride font to match this. So the first is this sort of effect.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
The second is a solid red, just because it shows better in photos.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
And the third is the pulse that's really unstable, that you see towards, the end of the film. Then you've got a flame in there, and that's just for a bit of fun. It's just a flame effect. Then you've got 2 breakup fonts. So to mark the difference between the Jesse Kirkbride and the K. Smith files, you'll hear it. It will say Smooth Jedi.
Smooth Jedi.
And that's blue. You don't really have to use it.
The dark saber.
And just a fun other breakup, just to mark the differences between the two. It's just when you've got your gloves on and your hood on, you really need to be able to hear something to let you know what would mark the difference. So that's the reason why I had that set up on my saber. And then now you start with the K. Smith, and again you've got every iteration of the second one's pretty good, which is what I like. The third one is really good as well. It's more flickery. The fourth one is very unstable. Let's just go there. It's another variation with a pulse. It's the final one with the pulse going down the blade. And then back to the first 3. Now, the first 3, if the saber is tilted upright, it will immediately illuminate. If it is tilted downwards, like in the film, you get the delay. If you press and hold for 2 seconds, you get random MP3 files that I've put on there. Feel free to rename them or change them. All you have to do is rename them on the SD card, or if you do program them. This is Kylo's theme, obviously to match Kylo's saber, but each font has another random such MP3. So 2 seconds to hold it off and enjoy your saber.